Hi, I'm Jeffrey Craner, and my friend Cecil Baldwin loves horror movies, and he's helping make this genre more approachable for me and hopefully for you too, one film at a time in a random order. Are you squeamish about horror movies? Don't worry, we'll tell you what happens. Adore horror movies? Great. Watch along with us each week. As always, check the show notes for content warnings about this week's episode discussion and film. This week we randomly rolled a 6 for demonic and a 3 for prestige. Here is episode 299.
Adopt number generator. Podcast number 9.
This week on Random Number Generator, horror podcast number 9, The Mephisto Waltz, 1971. Warning! Spoilers ahead.
I always say that art tells on the artist. Sometimes it reveals something personal about the creator, and that can be intentional or not. But if you look through an artist's oeuvre, you can find through lines that suggest biases, leanings, fetishes even. You will see repetition of themes that can help you understand what that writer or director or painter was concerned with. But also, art tells on a culture, especially horror. Like, horror is primal, visceral, Jungian. It accesses our deepest fears, mostly around death. Sometimes death is as simple as a mad killer. Sometimes it's madness itself. Sometimes it's a monster. But over the years, horror movies, when consumed en masse, start to demonstrate patterns of our collective angst. It's interesting to see the trauma narrative played out so frequently in the 21st century, and why not? Like, cinema is dominated by American concerns. We began the century with 9/11 and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. We're more aware of mental health, especially PTSD, than we ever have been before. Then you add in Trump, the Me Too era, the Black Lives Matter movement, and the countless horrifying videos that finally catapulted that movement into the white conscience. And of course, there's COVID. It's no wonder that the trauma narrative in horror has reigned the last 25 years. We've talked before about the addiction narratives of the 80s and 90s. Cocaine, heroin, crack, meth, and opioids dominated news stories, from suburban kids ODing to celebrities either dying or going to extensive rehabs. And the Cold War led to countless movies with either a nuclear or Red Scare narrative in the 50s and early 60s, which got us to the counterculture narrative of the 60s and 70s. Nothing is scarier to the establishment than a shift of culture. Women's libs, sexual liberation, hallucinogens, a mass protest against American military assurance. What has gotten into these fucking kids? It must be Satan. You can't throw a dart at a 1970s horror film lineup without hitting a devil picture. The devil narrative acknowledges that something is rotten underneath our society, but it can't quite put its finger on it. Sure, Old Scratch might represent something specific like financial woes in the Amityville Horror, or secular hubris like in The Omen, but honestly, I think the devil is just Hollywood's scapegoat for all things angsty. But he is a great pianist. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Do you have a favorite piece of classical music?
I'm really fond of the Russians. Give me some Shostakovich. Mm-hmm. Give me some Tchaikovsky. Give me some Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
Any of those. Any of those will do.
Those Russians are very good at music. Very good at that type of music. I don't know much about their pop music, but their classical music's pretty great.
Yes.
I have never been necessarily drawn toward any type of classical music, though. Anytime I stop and listen to, or even on the rare occasion that I go watch opera, I really enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's probably the bigness, the boldness of it. I will say there is one piece of classical music, and it is a very specific performance of classical music that I think is maybe the finest piece of music ever performed, which was in the late 90s. I don't remember if it was the Grammys or what it was, but Luciano Pavarotti was supposed to sing Nessun Dorma from Turandot, from the opera. And he was sick, and so filling in for him was Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
And so I'm going to try and remember to put in the show notes a link to a YouTube video of, one, it's not just Aretha Franklin, but Sting introducing her. And
Yes.
It's in Italian, although some of her version I think she sings in English. But she returns to the Italian, and then the closing moment of it, the closing line of Nessa and Dorman is Vicero, which is victory in Italian. But she starts singing churro, churro, churro.
Vicero.
But she doesn't say the V. She's just churro.
Churro.
I mean, she does it beautifully because she's Aretha. But I just love that. She's just singing Tari.
Amazing.
So good. And then we watched this movie.
Yes. This movie had music in it.
It did. And it had Alan Alda.
Yes, it did.
Just the utmost in like sexy nerd.
Yeah.
That's his type nerd. Not nerd. It's
like upper class, everyman.
Kind of your
nice guy.
Yeah, you're very introspective. Like he's a handsome and serious Bob Newhart, like that kind of like self-deprecating type of vibe to him, but a little bit more assured. And then you have Jacqueline Bisset, who
amazing
is tremendous.
Honestly, she carries this movie.
She's great. She's
like,
really
from
really
beginning
good.
to end.
Yeah,
she's the most watchable thing in this movie.
She's one of these people who has, if you go to her Wikipedia, she has an incredible history in film and television. And I know her name and I know her look. You absolutely could have, before this movie, shown me a photo of her and I probably would have gotten it in the first 5 guesses. Like, I know who this is. She's such a sex symbol of the 70s.
Sure.
But also, I don't think I've seen anything she's ever done. Surely something in television, like surely cameos or things like that. Maybe in later life. But I was really like scrambling to find much that I had seen her in.
Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, Murder on the Orient Express, maybe.
Never saw it.
Okay. We're going way back. Airport.
Never saw Airport.
Not airplane, but airport.
Uh-huh.
The original Casino Royale.
Oh, I never saw that.
Interesting. And Bullet, which I've never seen Bullet, honestly.
No. Anyways, tremendous. She's great. Loved her in this. I liked a lot of this movie. I think it's a really like gorgeous Satan film, 70s possession film. I think it's lush and over the top. When I say gorgeous, I just mean that like in a stuffy sort of way. It's I don't think like gorgeous in the like auteurish filmy type of way.
It's gorgeous in like a Bob Fosse kind of way.
Yeah.
Like they're going to start doing the turkey lurkey or whatever that dance is at any moment.
Yeah. This opening credit sequence of flames and hands, violins.
Technicolor.
There's a hellhound.
I love it. Now, I think it's important that we kind of distinguish. This movie is less about Satan than it is about Satanists.
Yes. This is kind of like a, there's that. That's where like I was thinking about the counterculture-y thing, right? Like the idea that, like in Ghoulies, right?
Sure.
It's you've got the underground coven of people that is channeling their way into this younger generation. Yeah, I didn't really know how to place that other than like it's definitely part of that kind of satanic panic. Like there's a conspiracy of Satan worshipers that want to do evil harm to all of us somehow. Although
they just want to put on masks and get real drunk and swap bodies.
Yeah, this one is more about we just want to win the Van Cliburn competition as opposed to we're going to do horrible things to children or whatever. All right, so we have Miles, who is played by Alan Alda.
Yep.
And he is married to
Paula,
played by Jacqueline Bisset. Miles is also Jacqueline. They have a kid.
They have a daughter.
Like
a 10-year-old daughter or something.
Becky or whatever the shit her name is. I forget. It's in my notes somewhere.
Abby.
we meet Abby kind of first because she answers the phone, and it's Duncan Eli, who is learn is world famous pianist. And I love that Abby is like drawing this weird fucking bat. She's got a whole ass easel that she's drawing a bat on. And she's like, "What's your name? Spell it for me." And he spells it. And she just writes it on her picture that she's drawing.
But he spells it so slowly, like he's the most condescending person. Like, okay, my name is Bill. B. I.
Hang on. Hold. Slow down.
L. And I'm not exaggerating. Like he's laying it on. This is not a man who suffers fools gladly.
So Duncan is asking for Miles. He's offered Miles an interview. Miles is a trained pianist. He's a Juilliard trained pianist, but never rose to any level of like having his own career as an artist.
Yeah, he never kind of like made it as a concert pianist. And now he writes about music.
Yeah. Which is great. Good career. Good job. This is a great time to be a journalist. And he goes to interview Duncan in his home. Duncan has a beautiful manor. He's got a butler, a kabillion rooms, a whole dining set with chandeliers and shit, rugs everywhere. Anyways, this whole setup, Duncan says, I read your piece on that Russian genius. It wasn't a bad piece. Fine, you can interview me. You got 13 minutes, go.
Yeah.
But he notices Miles' hands.
Show me your hands.
Oh, look at those fingers. Look at those hands. Oh my God, have you ever played the piano? Well, we get this background of Miles saying like the only review he ever really got called his performance indecently immature.
Oh no.
Duncan goes into this like, oh, the critics, even if they like it, they don't understand it. They don't know that after every performance, there is blood on the keys. Like, oh.
Yeah, Jesus. All
okay.
Right, I guess so.
All right.
You're one of those people.
Here it is. Critics, even when they're right, they're stupid.
We must suffer them like we suffer everything else in this world except the music.
I want my daughter Roxanne to see your hands. Roxanne, come. Hands like this are 1 in 100,000. Don't you agree? Sexy European daughter of mine, Roxanne.
Oh my God. Sure.
Okay, so he's in good with Duncan now. So now he and Paula have been invited over for this big party at soiree.
They are having a fete.
A fete?
It's full on animal masks, tuxedos, drinking champagne, doing the turkey lurkey dance.
I think as the movie goes on, my hope for it to be great waned. Yeah. But I really love this opening sequence, especially this opening party, because it's so funny and really cynical about the arts world. Because we already had this over the top, the critics, even when they're right, they're stupid and all of that sort of thing. But then here we have this really funny dialogue of all of these artists, and they're so it's the trope of the disengaged artist. They're not even human, really. They're like, I saw your last picture. At least I hope it was your last picture.
Ooh, cutting.
Somebody else is like, I have an axiom to grind. Cliche is king. It's just this stylized cleverness that's happening at the table.
Listen, they were watching Laugh-In.
Yep.
It was the era of the 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
Goldie Hawn would just jump out of a door and say something funny, and then somebody else would jump out of another door and say, what? And she would say something funny and then laugh.
Yep. Man, it is. Laugh-In's a tough watch, and I fully understand its genius and why it was so important. But man, humor does not age well always.
It's hard. It's a toughie.
Yes, it's a toughie. And you're right. There is kind of a more erudite version of Laugh-In happening here at this table.
Sure.
But we've got Roxanne really moving in on Miles.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that this movie, with Paula, there's definitely like jealousy at work throughout with Miles's relationship to Roxanne and Duncan. But it doesn't play up, even though I think it's part of it, like jealousy of like, oh, this other woman has an interest in my husband. But this movie kind of plays a little bit more at like, we're all vibing with open relationships. Like, it's fine, just be cool and honest. She's more getting frustrated at like Miles losing himself in this relationship rather than...
Well, I was going to say she's more upset that this woman's coming for her life.
Oh, yeah, as she starts to realize what's happening.
They're coming into my store every other day. They're buying the most expensive paintings. Like, you can't go from like they're like she's being love bombed by Bill and Roxanne.
Yeah.
And yes, she's a little miffed. She's like, okay, you know, he's coming home with me. He's fine. But I think it's more that her life is being insinuated upon.
Yeah, absolutely. Like she already has like she's feeling bad juju from these people from the get-go. And she should. It is funny though, like she does have being around these people, like even she's got these like kind of cutting lines. She tells Miles like that's what it was. That Miles gets up and plays a piano duet with Duncan.
Right.
Everyone is, loving it. He like keeps up with Duncan. Like he's very good at it. And,
but he looks like he is sweating it.
Yes. And she tells him with a lot of work, you could become a third-rate piano player. I'm like, damn. Oh, supportive wife.
The things that you can only say to your partner because there's enough water under the bridge. Mm-hmm. You don't hit them.
We also meet Robin, the Hellhound.
Yes.
Oh, Robin's such a good boy.
There's gotta be a Hellhound.
Uh-huh.
And it's gotta be like a Doberman, of course.
Mm-hmm. I do love that Paula like growls back at Robin the first time they encounter each other. But you're right, Duncan and his people are like love bombing Paula, showing up at her new she just opened a boutique with her friend Maggie, and they're hardly selling anything, but like Duncan and his people come in and just start buying everything.
You're like, that's great and all, but like, do you want to look at the price, or is there anything you just want it all?
Okay.
Okay. I'll get that taken care of.
And when they leave, Maggie says to Paula, she's like, I remember that guy. His wife was murdered by a dog.
Yeah.
That seems memorable.
Yeah. Well, what happened to that dog, Jeffrey?
What did happen to that dog?
They hung the dog.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They hanged.
Yes.
They hanged that dog.
Yes, that's right.
Upon yon rope. That satanic dog was hanged.
Oh my God. Well, now we're gonna have. This is the mask party coming up. This is the New Year's Eve party that they're having.
First it was dinner party, then
mask party. So there's a moment where, did I get this right? Like, one, even the dog has a mask on, and it's such a freaky look because it's a human rubber, like full wraparound human mask. So it has this vibe of a man's head with a dog's body. They did a really good job with this, and I didn't like it either. But I mean, I loved it.
But I hate it, but I love it.
Did I get this right? That Paula watches Duncan and Roxanne share a giant kiss with each other? Did I understand that correctly? Was that Roxanne he was kissing?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like she needs air.
Yeah.
And she runs into Miles, and Miles is like, I'm having a great time, baby. And Roxanne is like, here, I'll take him off your hands. And Paula just wants like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So she goes into the Satanist study and has a showdown with the dog.
Yeah, it's this red room. It's like a study, red walls with white, like they look like death masks.
Yeah.
All over the but like plaster masks of people all covering the walls.
And I think it's here that Roxanne's like, hey, I want to do a mask of your husband, Miles. And Paula's like, I don't know, he's a big boy. I'm out of here. I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
So the next thing we know, like the party's still going, but Miles is like sitting in a barber chair with like straws out of his nose so he can breathe.
And white plaster all over his head. Yeah. And also,
they're artists.
Yeah,
they're quirky. They do quirky things. What could possibly go wrong?
You know, Roxanne is like presenting herself as like, oh, I'm an artist. This is my work. And
yeah,
Paula being like, not my thing. I tend to like a safe abstraction, which I love. Great line. Duncan comes in too. So we've got now our primary 4 people in the same room as Miles is getting this mask made. And Duncan looks rough. He's faint. Yeah. And we start learning that he's getting kind of sick. Mm-hmm. He's not doing as well. Yeah, and Paula is really, really starting to push back on Miles at home of like, they're too friendly.
Yeah.
It's all too sudden. And Miles is like, yeah, but he's like treating me like the son he never had. I'm like, okay, great.
And he lays the like, he's dying of
leukemia.
Yeah. So he's like, so don't you feel bad?
Yeah, he's never going to do another concert ever. I mean, like, he's taken me in, and I want to give to this great artist. Like, Miles even donates blood, but, like, not at a hospital, like, in the Satanist study room.
Just like, we're just going to wing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so Roxanne, who's an artist and also a nurse, apparently, is taking blood from him.
Sure,
and then,
of course,
after taking his blood, he's very lightheaded. And she's like, here, drink this bouillon.
Oh,
and hey, take a nap. And then she says, goodbye, Miles.
Woo, woo, woo.
Well, let's talk about the purple lotion.
Oh, my God, the blue goo.
Blue goo.
The blue goo. Color is a really evocative thing, and I'm not sure if blue gunk was what we should have settled on. You know?
They made a choice to go with so many rich reds in this movie.
Yes.
There's so much like satanic red, blood red.
Yeah.
Even the wood is like mahogany,
crimson.
Right? And it's just everything is in this reddish family, crimson. And it's... So they're clearly looking for something that will contrast against that. But blue goo is weird.
So they have a jar, a nice vase of blue tempera paint that they use for all their rituals.
Uh-huh.
You know, next thing we know, Roxanne's drawing pentacles on the ground. Later, you know, that's how you get marked, is you kind of get a little dot on your forehead. Nice and easy. I was
a little bit like, how do blue dot work with this movie? Because for some people, you're marked for death. For some people, it helps you transcend, or it makes you part of their gang.
I think it all depends on the deal you strike with the devil.
I think you're right. I also like that this is French deviltry, too, because we have Duncan doing like this like French prayer in bed. Yeah. I just want to note, somebody on our Patreon discussion threads for Ghoulies, I really was thinking a lot about Ghoulies while watching this movie because they're very similar. But in watching Ghoulies, when What's-His-Head is doing the like thing that sounds like it's in Latin, somebody is like, he just straight up goes into like, he straight up just goes into Hebrew at one point in time. It's just a mess of jibber jabber, and I think people were like, just say this Jewish prayer, you know, and no one will notice.
Just throw in a couple of, you know, l'chaim, you'll be fine. This is much more, it seems a little more studied.
Yes. This movie is way better quality than Ghoulies, make no mistake about it.
Arguably.
Okay, so it's nearly midnight. Duncan is asking Roxanne, like, is it nearly there? Are we at midnight yet? And she's like, almost there. She gives him some potion, and then he seems to die. She places the death mask of Miles
on his face.
On his face.
Just soak it up.
And then
soak it up.
I wrote in my music.
Like a seaweed wrap.
And then I wrote in my notes, this music is called boyoyoyoing. It's a lot of like gongy sort of sounding stuff.
Yeah. Those unusual instruments.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that like Satan works through osmosis.
Yeah, that Satan is basically an ointment sort of thing. Yeah.
You know, like it's like a night cream that you can put on. And you wake up and you've got whole new personality.
Oh my God. Can you get that at Sephora?
I bet you can. It's real expensive.
Just at Ulta. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be at like, you know, the upscale. Might not even be at Sephora.
Okay.
You got to go to South Korea for that shit.
Okay, great. So next time, we do see right after this, we see Miles waking up and stumbling and everything like that. And he hears the piano playing. He hears what he thinks is, it's a Frankenstein lurching. He hears what he thinks is Duncan playing the piano, but it's just Roxanne listening to a reel of him playing. And she's in all white.
Yeah.
Like he immediately goes home and like kind of and makes love to Paula. Like, so for the first time we see his like sexual passion for her.
And it's very much not the regular.
Right.
You know, like not the Tuesday normal.
No.
It's like, I'm going to do it right here. I want to see your whole body. Apparently they have like a little like, you know, cute little catchphrase that they do. Love.
Yep.
But he doesn't know it. And he's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Uh-huh.
It's our fucking thing.
It's such a great bit. I really loved the love bit because they set it up early where it's like they're in bed when we first see them. And it's like they're sleeping in and they're not. It is like a long-term married couple of like, hey, I'm feeling a little randy. Love. Like that's their thing. That's their cutie thing. And no, I'm not feeling it. And you're like, fine, you know, let's have breakfast. So there's something rote to that phrase. And then to use it again here, one, this isn't love. It is deeply primal, this need to have sex with this woman. Yeah. And two, he, like you said, he doesn't know it. It acknowledges that he's not Miles anymore.
I mean, imagine you're this old ass dude, Bill, and you've just had a full on body transplant.
Uh-huh.
And now you're like 30 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a hot new wife.
Right.
You've never felt better in your life.
And then there's the reading of the will, which Miles, who is now Duncan, Miles is done. This is now Duncan, but it's Miles and Paula. Item 1, I give my Steinway and all music scores to Miles. Also $100,000 in cash.
Oh, all right.
I'm like, shit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Paula and Miles take a Mexican vacation. They're just like hedonistic lifestyle sort of thing that Miles is wanting to lean toward. And she says to him, she was like, you know, you used to be so polite and so gentle. And he says, that was last week when I was poor.
Yikes.
Okay.
Now I break things.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Well, when they get back from vacation, they find that Abby has taken in Robin, the dog.
Oh, and she loves that dog.
Oh, that dog loves her. Oh, they get on so great. What a way to insinuate yourself as a devil person.
Yeah, it's just bring a pet.
Yeah, and make the daughter love it. Oh, man. The marriage is starting to fall apart because she's like, absolutely, that dog is not living here. Fuck that dog.
I hate that dog.
And Abby's like, Daddy will let me have him. And Daddy's like, yeah, we'll keep him. All right. So we can't really get the Steinway into the house. Steinways are famously not very mobile.
Yeah.
But Roxanne does give Miles the keys to the house to come over anytime he wants to play.
That's so kind of her.
Oh, so nice. There's even a moment where the check finally comes in the mail to Miles. It was $400 for his interview with Duncan Eli.
Okay.
And he's just like, pfft. He doesn't even want to do like,
Yeah.
he doesn't even bother to like break out the app and direct deposit that shit.
Yeah. Like I have to drive to an ATM? Ugh.
No. Paula hears him playing the piano at one point in time, and it tells him, to hear you play, like, that was really frightening, because that's not, I can tell that's not you playing. He's like, oh no, well, it wasn't me. It was, I was playing Duncan on a reel. I was playing a tape.
Sure you were.
She like I love this bit where she puts her hand on the reel-to-reel player. She's like, the machine's cold. I was like, that's such a good, I don't know. It was a really like visceral connection to old technology.
Like you can't lie your way through that.
Yeah.
You know?
So Paula is starting to have dreams of, she has a dream of Robin devouring that creepy ass Raggedy Ann doll.
Right. And then something involving Abby? This is where I got a little befuddled in the middle bit.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It's in the dream. Duncan comes into their home with the blue goo. And he's like, he's got to like go put it on Abby. And Paula's like, no, don't. And he's like, sorry, it's part of the bargain. He puts a blue mark on Abby's forehead. And then Abby wakes up and runs into her mom's room screaming. He's like, Mom, I had a terrible dream. She's like, I had the same one. Yeah. And then apparently Robin did leave because Abby's like, yeah, he just jumped out the window and left.
Right? The dog jumped out the window. Like no more dog.
Second floor.
Do we have to put up flyers or?
Yeah, right?
Did it fly away?
I don't know how do hellhound work. But Paula, that next morning, discovers that she's got the dot of blue goo on her head. And Abby ends up, okay. I think for me, this was the turning point, this hospital scene. So I thought the writing in this movie was really, really good, like really skilled. I don't know necessarily that it makes for a great film, but I think it's like, that doesn't mean the writing's not really good.
Yeah.
In that I think their pacing and what they're doing and the dialogue, everything was tight and good and smart. But then we get to this hospital scene where Abby now is at the hospital and Paula is asking this doctor friend of theirs, like, what's wrong? The doctor's like, oh, yeah, she's gone. We tried everything, but we couldn't get a firm diagnosis.
Right?
And I'm like, what? Oh, okay.
I think the problem, this movie really didn't know what to do with the child.
Yeah.
Like, just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it just
especially when you
basically
compare it to,
euthanized
like-
her. It just is like, we don't know. She's not helping anything here.
And, and then essentially the movie goes on and Paula just sort of sucks it up.
There's also like she and Miles have this fight that's at the hospital, but it doesn't. It's like an intense but like level-headed back and forth about their relationship and what's happening and things like that. And I'm like, your daughter just died.
Yeah.
Eye on the prize here. Eyes on your own paper. Like, what's happening? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes we can have intense arguments that aren't about the thing that's really hurting us. But that's not what this scene plays out like. I don't know. It's just a really confusing scene emotionally. I just wasn't sure. And I'm like, that kid was dead so fast.
And then isn't Miles like out the door the next day? He's like, I gotta go do like 3 concerts in Berlin or San Francisco or something.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm picking up Miles's tour dates. So I'm on the road now. He also tells her, you need meds, which is like great.
Damn. All
right, well, time to go to the library, Cecil.
Yay!
Yay! Horror movie.
Did we predate microfiche? When is microfiche? Did they have microfiche in the 60s?
I feel like they had to have, right? 60s, 70s. I feel like that feels
like a 50s invention.
Yeah. Well, we learned about the Slayer dog that killed Duncan's wife, or his wife, I guess. Yeah, and the Swiss people were having none of this dog, and they hung this dog.
Listen, in the old country, they knew what's up.
Yeah, because they found the victim's body, and then like paw prints leading up to it, but none leading away.
Ooh, maybe the dog did fly away.
Maybe that note.
God turned me into a dog so I can fly far, far, far away.
They saw a paw print and it said, "Who rescued who?"
I carried you on my back because you're a dog.
What about when there was just one set of footprints? Well, those are dog prints, so those are mine.
And I didn't want to wash you when we got home.
She also learns that Roxanne has an ex-husband.
Oh,
is this Bill? This is Billy. Billy's the ex-husband.
Okay.
She goes to talk to him, and he's like, "Yeah, she didn't like me. I didn't like her. We got divorced." She's like, "Was your mother-in-law murdered by a dog?" Which is a great question.
I'm just gonna say it out loud.
Mm-hmm. Just
I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm just gonna ask you one thing.
And he plays it off like, no, that's silly. Like the Swiss police didn't think so. They looked at it, just nothing. It's those peasants there still live in the Middle Ages out in Switzerland. And
but they are definitely Satanists.
Yes. But that's just their fucking hobby. Like he kind of plays it off like it's not really real. It's just there's dumb shit that they're up to.
Yeah, he plays it off. It's their power trip.
Yeah.
It's the sort of like ceremonial magic. It gives them a sense of order and importance, and they couldn't decide to go left or right if they didn't pull a tarot card kind of thing.
And she tells Billy, I mean, dude, I think Roxanne might be responsible for the death of my daughter. And he's like, you got to go. All right, Miles is doing one of his tour dates.
Yeah.
Here in, where are they? They're in San Francisco, right? I think that's where this is based. We've got the stuffy audience, but they fucking love him. This is another weird scene where they need all of these characters together at the scene, but like this big crowd. Obviously, Roxanne is there. Paula is there with Maggie as well.
Yeah.
And the doctor friend is there.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And so is Billy.
Yeah.
Manages to show up for this thing too and like wave at Paula. So big standing O. Miles is a huge success because he's Duncan. Backstage, Miles is just kissing every fucking person in the world. He's got his fans. And Billy approaches Paula and is like, hey, when you mentioned that your child died, I figured I don't need to be so selfish. Here's my number. And he writes it. He's written it on a matchbook and kind of like tries to slip it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because he does know that this is a dangerous game.
I mean, you want the Satanists to know as little about your personal life as possible.
Uh-huh.
Like anything can be used against you. And if they know that she's trying to dig up some dirt on past grievances, yeah, they're not going to be happy.
Yeah. And Roxanne kind of comes over and starts questioning Paula about talking to Billy about, I noticed your interest in my ex over there. That's so fascinating. I don't know about being interested in that guy. She says Billy is a dangerous, silly, fraudulent man. And again, back to the great writing, Paula's like, maybe that's what I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Maybe that's just what I have an appetite for.
Well, Billy and Paula are going to go for a drive along a cliff's edge overlooking the sea.
Like the Pacific Coast Highway or something.
Yeah, which you give me a 70s movie and you show me a car on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Driving. I'm like, oh, come on, bring it. Bring that tumbling car down into
that car is gonna explode.
It is.
This car does not explode.
Sadly, no. I thought we were going to get it.
But Billy does explode in his own personal way.
He does kind of, yeah.
He's the tumbling car of this scenario.
Yeah. They go to stay at this like luxurious Airbnb over on the seaside. They're getting into kissy time. They got some romantic things happening here. She says a weird thing to him, which is interesting. She says, I keep thinking you're Miles, but you're a different shape. Which is a weird, interesting line.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what that line was getting at, other than just playing with the theme of like people can be in different bodies, or like the soul of somebody living on through just her memory of Miles. Like that Miles, it's her acknowledgement that Miles isn't Miles anymore.
Yeah. Well, and in this moment, he's giving her actual affection. And not sort of, the self-centered Delancey version of Miles, which is, like an energy that burns up everything in its wake. So maybe it's like he's like a normal guy.
Yeah.
She's just an average Joe who like is showing her they're doing kissy times under the blankets, and they're like canoodling by the fire. It's very supportive. It's very sexy without being like fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's back to kind of it's a similar dynamic between these two as when we first meet Miles and Paula, that they are in a stable relationship, like a stable, respectful relationship that isn't filled with like constant sex at a Mexican resort sort of thing. Yeah. I just found that line really, really interesting. Again, like it's so funny. This movie, I do think it's like way better than it lets on.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if it like just couldn't achieve the thing it wanted to achieve, or if it's just like was maybe dead in the water for me personally because it's a Satan movie from this satanic worship thing.
I think we already know what's contained in the sausage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Here's this familiar bit.
Yeah.
And Billy and Paula get into these like deeper conversations, and she says, why did you divorce Roxanne? He says, because of the child.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. Well, the same day that Mrs. Eli was killed by the Swiss devil dog, Roxanne disappeared, and I went looking for her, and eventually I found her up the hill, and she had had a miscarriage.
Okay.
And also, the child that she was carrying wasn't my child.
Damn.
A citation needed. I mean, I would love to know a little bit more about how you know all of that.
Did she admit to him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they know? Did they know from the beginning? I mean, Roxanne seems like kind of she's a wild one.
Yeah, she is. She
also seems like the kind of person who would literally sacrifice her baby.
Yeah.
To like help out her dad.
Yeah.
And kill her mom.
So I got lost in this, which was, okay, it seems clear because of the Hellhound and just the stories around the Duncan's whole bit that, like, yes, the wife was killed by more than just a dog.
Yeah.
But, so, oh no, now I'm piecing it together. Okay, here, I'm gonna say this to you. And you can verify.
Lay it out for me.
You tell me I'm a dummy for not knowing this already. Okay, now I'm piecing it together. Okay, so the idea is that when a person dies, their soul in the Satan world needs to go into another body. So Billy was married to Roxanne.
Yeah.
Who was the daughter of Duncan and Mrs. Eli. We don't get her first name.
Uh-huh.
But when Mrs. Eli died, he had her soul put into Roxanne's body. That's why he was kissing her earlier at the party, because it's not his daughter, it's his wife.
Okay. Interesting. So there was never an actual Roxanne to begin with.
Right. Or Roxanne changed.
Yeah.
On the night that Mrs. Eli was killed by the dog.
Interesting. And the baby was the sacrifice that had to be made.
Yes.
Sort of the blood money to do all the business.
Or the idea of the miscarriage was, induced. It may not have even been a sacrifice. It just may have been induced because, well, we don't need this baby anymore.
You have 3 souls in one body at this point.
And then the thing that threw me off really was Billy telling Paula, also, it wasn't my child. I'm like, okay, now you're adding in an affair sort of thing, or I don't know. I was a little thrown off by that.
I chalked it up to our marriage was so fucked. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't even know if it was my baby. In fact, I knew it wasn't my baby.
Yeah.
So, didn't matter to me.
Yeah. Things went to hell real fast, and I just needed to be out of that. Yeah, this is where he says the line about these Satanists. He says they play at witchcraft because then they can do anything they like. They can it just gives them an excuse to behave like whatever the fuck. Yeah, and Billy connects the child wasn't mine with he believes that Duncan was the father of that.
Oh.
That child that wasn't born. And so
wait, Duncan?
Duncan was. I think the thing is that it throws the timeline off for me of like, is that Mrs. Eli's spirit in the body of the daughter, or was it just this is the child abuse thing, like that he was? I don't know.
I don't know. How dark do you want to get?
How dark do we want to get? Well, sadly, we that night,
Paula takes a nap, and Bill wakes up dead.
Yep. Yeah, when she goes to look for him, she finds him dead on the beach
with like a little blue dot on his forehead.
Yeah, he's got the little blue dot. It's like the little red dot in Predator.
Yes,
but it's Satan's.
But it's like the residual, like after you've been shot, you get the blue dot.
Right. Okay. She's pretty certain now that Roxanne and Miles Duncan have killed Bill, and she's like, I'm probably next on this list.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what?
Fuck it.
I don't give a shit. That's Miles's body. I married Miles. I can live that life.
It doesn't matter who's in his body. I just want a little bit of sound and peace of mind.
Yeah.
So let's take out the dusty old tome and let's summon Satan, all right?
Yeah. Let's
bring it on. Get our tits out. Then we have to do some like Latin chanting.
I just want to say the other day, I was like, you know what I would like to be able to do is make tortillas at home.
Okay.
And so I started reading some recipes and watching some
from scratch?
Yeah, from scratch.
Okay.
And it's all a fairly simple thing to do, but they came out poorly because it takes practice.
There's a technique.
There's a technique to it. And I'm sure if I keep doing it like I did with for years and years, I've always made myself buttermilk biscuits. I'm very good at them now. If I had to have one that I made when I first started making them, they would be terrible. Or they'd be off, whatever.
Yeah.
So when she's like, you know what? Let me do this satanic ritual. I'm like, girl, I don't think you can just read the recipe and then have it come out working right.
I think you can. Like, they have got Satanism down so fucking simple in this movie.
Uh-huh.
It is like, get the book, light the candle, ring the bell, say the weird French words.
Uh-huh.
I was just miffed that we get a, So this movie isn't scary. Just want to say that.
No.
And here we have our like one actual supernatural moment of what could be horror, and it doesn't go anywhere. Like we see a shadowy figure walk up to Paula, and we see the look of surprise on her face, and she says, "Master, I am ready to bargain."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, did you just deny me Satan in my Satan movie? I mean, I know that's like the thing, because how do you like put Satan on screen without making it like into a cartoon devil, you know? But it was just here and then gone.
Yeah.
Like it was just somebody walking down the hallway and she's like, "Oh, yes. I filled out my TPS report. So I would like to request one Roxanne fuck it up at Innis, whatever I got to do for that. And I'll give you my body. How about that?"
Yeah. Easy.
And the accounts receivable, we'll settle it all out later.
That's right. That's right. So she goes to Roxanne's house, basically beats the shit out of her.
Yeah. Like Paula ain't taking no more shit.
No. Yeah, she does her naked pentacle ritual on the floor. And she goes up to the satanic drawing room, the satanic study, and grabs the mask of Roxanne off the wall.
Yes.
And puts it over her own face. And then
cut
in
to
the
her friend Maggie.
Yes.
Finding her in the bathroom with her wrists cut.
Yes.
Being like, "Oh my God, I can't get it off of her," you know.
You're right.
And this is where I was like, wait, she killed herself. Oh, but the body is dead, but the spirit moves into the other body.
Yes. So we kind of know that now, but poor Maggie has to see her dead friend.
Yeah.
Apparently suicide in the bathtub. But next time we see Roxanne, we're like, oh, that's not Roxanne.
Yeah. And she just runs through the door and gives Miles Duncan just a big old hug and a kiss.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even matter who's in whose body. We've just settled on like some sort of equal footing here.
Yeah. I like that notion structure. I like that theme of like, what does the body of a something make a something? It's almost like a ship of Theseus type of philosophical idea of like, is it still the same ship if every part has been replaced? But, so the difference between a body and a soul is in that ship of Theseus philosophical exercise. So I like that. I just don't think the movie played enough with that, at least with Paula's character, because it felt more like this was a choice of survival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense, as in, you know what, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to join them just as Paula, fellow Satan worshiper, fellow witch.
Yeah, I can't just like sign up and pay the dues.
I'm going to have to like
I gotta
sneak in.
Yeah, I've got to like a coup d'etat is necessary.
Yeah. And because maybe part of her sort of enjoyed the Mexican sex vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe part of her enjoyed having the money and hearing and a talented husband. Maybe she liked living above the quotidian life of a happy marriage. She wants a sexy marriage. But ultimately
she wants a burning hot, passionate marriage.
That's right. That's right. The end.
The end.
Shall we rate this movie, Cecil?
Yes, let's.
All right. So how approachable is the Mephisto Waltz? If you are horror movie squeamish, On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, ooh, not at all approachable, 10 being very approachable, I mean, I'm going to go with what you said, Cecil. This movie is not scary at all. Like, it is, I would give this like 8 out of 10 bottles of blue goo, right? It's more psychological thriller with satanic elements. There is the suicide. There is a child death. There's basically an assertion of incest and sexual assault. But none of it is like graphically laid out in any way that is like visually or like audibly shocking. Like there's no jump scare. There's nothing like, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on how you feel about sort of possession, Satan-y sort of movies. But generally speaking, like it's not super scary. It doesn't even have anything like a window pane beheading like in The Omen. So
no, it's more like a kitchen sink drama.
Yeah, absolutely. So for that, I would give it 8 out of 10 bottles of blue goo in terms of approachability. But to speak nothing of approachability, Cecil, how do you rate this as a horror film?
You know, I think this movie falls somewhere in between The Exorcist, in that we have like a mother fiercely fighting for her daughter, and Rosemary's Baby, which is a mother fiercely fighting for her unborn daughter, and caught up with a bunch of Satanists.
Yeah.
And this movie is like somewhere in between, and it kind of shares a little bit of DNA with them both. The performances are really good, but I think it's just, there's something missing.
Yeah.
There's an edge that is missing to it. So for that reason, I would say walk, don't run. 6 out of 10 evil black turtlenecks.
Yes, very much so. Well, let's figure out what we're going to watch next. You've got a scare die. I have a style die. We will roll those up and see what movie matches those two things. On your scare die, Cecil, if you roll a 1, our next movie's scare is technology. 2, a vampire. 3, a psycho killer. 4, wild card. 5, werewolf. Or 6, alien.
That's a 3.
Psycho killer. So we're going to match up your psycho killer roll with whatever I roll in style. If I roll a 1, our next movie's got to be based on a true story. 2, it's got to have a 5+ word title. 3, it's got to be in Espanol. 4, it's got to be a movie from the 2020s. 5, something horror homework, essential horror viewing. Or 6, horror comedy. Let's see what we got here. I got a 4. That is 2020s. Psycho Killer. Oh, we just put 2020s on there a couple weeks ago, and it's gone. All right. Well, this should be a lot easier than when we had 1991 on the list.
Yes. We were like, which weird doll movie do you want to watch? This bad one, or this bad one?
I'm still dreading the werewolf meets based on a true story.
Yeah.
All right. So we wrote down just a few. There's a million movies. I think we just stopped writing because we could just go on forever and ever and ever with this. But we wrote down a few, and then we also have a Letterboxd account. We're at Random Horror 9 on Letterboxd. You can go look at our lists and see all of the possible dice rolls we could be doing, and you can add comments, see what movies we're missing out on. So what did we watch? Well, or what did we write down to possibly watch? I've got Watcher, which is like a 2020 film. It's very Rear Window-y, sort of. It's got that kind of vibe to it. It takes place in Poland, I believe, maybe. Anyways, there is Speak No Evil, which is...
Now, we have a European Speak No Evil, and we have an American Speak No Evil.
Yeah. Both of them are 2020s? Or is
I believe so.
Okay. I mean, I always kind of lean toward the
I
original.
go with the source material first. See the first one first, then see the remake.
We've got something in the realm of like horror comedy with Freaky, which is
people seem to love this movie.
Yeah, I think it was very popular.
It sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. There's of course Maxine.
Maxine's a great film.
Yep. And there's also, this one's interesting, Sissy. I don't know a lot about Sissy. Let me see here.
I think it's like Something involving bullying, like teenage bullying.
Yes.
Like
yes.
the bully gets bullied to death.
Yes.
Perhaps. Maybe.
Indie psychological film. A successful social media influencer who's invited to a bachelorette weekend by her close childhood friends before it turns into a nightmare. Uh-oh. Okay, that sounds fun. There's Sissy.
Angst.
Yes. There is Spree.
Which is sort of online. No, not online. Uber driver killer.
Yep. Of course, a movie we've talked about before on the show without having really talked about it is Long Legs.
Yeah.
Definitely a psycho killer. Leans more into the witchcrafty sort of. It's
For sure.
magic with a K.
Yeah.
How do silver balls work is really a question I have.
How do dolls and
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh, and then just Chef's Kiss, Trap.
I enjoyed Trap.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, like, I knew exactly what I was going to get, and it delivered.
Great. I love that about that movie. I love listening to people talk about that movie. It cracks me up every time because everybody has. A lot of people I know are like you. Like, I had fun. It was what it said it was, and it did
Like
exactly
it was a
what
Tuesday night.
Yep.
I ate dinner. I had a movie by myself. I went, oh, Josh Hartnett, you're so hot these days. You're so good. And then the movie was over, and I did not look back.
Great. All right, so those are the ones we wrote down. I imagine we're going to have a shit ton. Maybe not a shit ton, but we should have a lot from people over on Letterboxd. What did they have to say, Cecil?
Well, Cronenberg TA recommends X, first in the X trilogy, which we've done Pearl, but we've not covered X, correct?
I thought X was like 2019 in my head.
This says X is 2020, so Cronenberg TA.
Oh, you're right. It was. For some
us.
reason, I thought that was like No, it is 2022. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because they shot that movie. They were in New Zealand.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's shoot another.
Yeah, so they wrote and shot Pearl while they were there because they were like, well, we're kind of stuck here while we're making this movie. Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right. Shannon C. recommends Alone 2020. A recently widowed traveler is kidnapped by a cold-blooded killer, only to escape into the wilderness where she is forced to battle against the elements as her pursuer closes in on her. Milk and Cereal 2024, available on the creator's YouTube channel.
Oh, this is
so it sounds very indie. A surprise birthday prank takes a turn for the worse when a popular social media duo must face the reality of the terrifying aftermath.
I've heard of this before. I think people have mentioned Milk and
It's
Cereal.
a gender reveal, and the gender reveal is dead.
Yeah.
You're all dead.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Okay.
Shannon C. also recommends Superhost. Two travel vloggers check into a vacation rental with a host that will do anything for a good review.
Okay.
Non-Beanery recommends Heretic. Hugh Grant, born to play a horror villain wearing a cardigan. Is he a psycho killer? Yeah, he's pretty much a psycho killer.
Yeah, he is
movie.
a psycho killer. Yeah. He's a little bit more like entrapment psycho killer, a little bit more Buffalo Bill, a little bit less like Jason Freddy.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to kill you until you've listened to my 3-hour lecture on the dangers of organized religion.
Yep, that's right.
Margot recommends Heart Eyes 2025, which I've heard of. And also recommends Totally Killer, which I have not heard of. Half Price Horror recommends Censor from 2021. One of the films that they really bang a drum for, a very cool anti-conspiracy thriller about a movie censor who becomes convinced that a horror producer has kidnapped her sister and becomes increasingly detached from reality as a result. Gorgeous colors, tense acting, and with a truly bloody ending. That sounds really unique.
I've seen this movie come up on lists. It sounds really, really interesting.
Okay. I mean, who doesn't love a little, little murder, mayhem?
A little conspiracy brain?
Yeah, why not? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't out to get you.
That's right.
Let's see. King and Commoner recommends Scream. 2022, and Scream 6, 2023. Both solid additions to the series. They also recommend Clown in a Cornfield.
Oh, sure.
A group of teens throw a party out in the cornfields on Founders Day, but they're being stalked by Clown. It's a murderer. Murdering Clown. Temmie Silver recommends Woman of the Hour, 2023. An aspiring actress books a role as a guest star on The Dating Game. When she asks scripted questions to three men on the opposite side of the wall and picks one for a date at the end. Little does she know that one of the contestants is a serial killer.
This is based on a true story.
Based on a true story, and Anna Kendrick does an amazing... I think she directed this and starred in it, and she does a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah.
Doop, doop, doop. Ace Diamond recommends It's a Wonderful Knife, 2023.
Love a good title.
Sole survivor of a Christmas psycho killer's rampage, traumatized and miserable, wishes she was never born. It's just like It's a Wonderful Life, except she's transported to a world where she never stopped the killer, and now she must defeat a much more powerful slasher than before. Okay, all right. This kind of sounds interesting. They recommend Hunter x Hunter. Father of a family living off the grid discovers the hints of a psycho killer lurking in the woods. Okay. Stream 2024. The guests at a remote hotel are the unwitting pieces of a game being played by a gang of masked killers who live stream their murders to an eager betting audience and earn points on how far they're willing to take them. So like the Squid Game. But with murder.
But more murder.
More murder. Knife for Cumbia recommends Perpetrator 2023. They said watching this made them feel much more stoned than they was, but it held their attention the whole time.
Okay, great.
Listen, in this day and age, that's all you can ask for.
That username is Knife Roomba, which is I'm only correcting because I think that's a funny name.
Keating Face recommends A Wounded Fawn. And a curator in an art gallery goes to a cabin in the woods with a charming art dealer she's just started dating. She doesn't know he has an evil owl demon floating around him and telling him to murder women. Gorgeous, surreal art references throughout. Very moody, very strange.
Yeah. And this stars Josh Rubin, who's the director of Heart Eyes.
Oh, okay.
And a couple other horror-y movies. Werewolves Within, I think, is one of his other horror movies as well.
So very much like the of the moment.
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
They also recommend In a Violent Nature, Longlegs.
We covered In a Violent Nature for Patreon.
Yes, we did.
We did. That's,
what happens when you just watch Jason wander through the woods, trying to find a kill?
It is Friday the 13th, but video game version where you just play as Jason is kind of that movie. Yeah.
And finally, Volatin Spider recommends Fear Street.
Sure.
A town is plagued by a curse that turns one person every few years into a psycho killer that goes on a rampage. A group of teens stumble on the bones of the witch, and there's a whole lot of other stuff. But the first one is definitely psycho killer based.
Most definitely. Yeah. I hadn't thought of Fear Street, of course. Well... we have a lot of really good ones on here. A lot of ones that are really intriguing. Is there anything that's like standing out to you that you're like, ooh, I really like this?
I have waited to see Speak No Evil for the podcast. So like I've literally put it on the shelf and I'm like, oh, I really want to watch this movie. I'm going to watch it for the podcast. So Speak No Evil, the original European one. I'm very curious about Freaky.
Yeah, Freaky looks really interesting.
After the Satanists, I think we can let Maxine go.
Yeah. And even Longlegs to some extent.
Yeah, exactly. Trap was fun.
I like the idea of like a true horror.
Yeah.
Trap feels a little bit more like matinee horror.
It's like Alfred Hitchcock horror.
A little bit, yeah. Like which I'm not mad about that. Like Watcher is definitely in the Rear Window sort of vibe. Like it's It's more horror-y. It gets into a lot more bullshit than than Rear Window does, but leans more horror. X is another one we haven't covered for this show.
Yeah.
Censor was my dark horse. Like, I thought that was a really good sell.
And I was going to say Heart Eyes was my, like, I don't know anything about this movie, but it comes up every time I search.
It looks bonkers. The Heart-Eyed Killer. That one looks like Heart Eyes gives me very much, like that and Clown in a Cornfield kind of feel very much a throwback tribute.
Like retro Valentine's
80s
yeah.
slasher type of vibe to me. Speak No Evil and Watcher might be... Speak No Evil looks really scary because that's kind of that's in your kind of like kidnap adjacent sort of movies.
Well, because it's like it looks much more similar to Funny Games.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're being insinuated upon.
Yeah.
Until it's too late.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it looks disturbing as shit. Yeah, I think Speak No Evil really is intriguing to me as well.
Okay.
Do we want to just lean on that and say, because you've been saving yourself for marriage on this movie.
Yeah.
I really want to get to X. I really want to get to, and now I'm really intrigued by Censor, so I really want to watch that as well.
That does sound really interesting.
But I think kind of where we've come from, I think I really want to watch, where we've come from in the last several movies. I kind of want to land on
like a tense, taut,
good
edge of your
quality
seat kind of movie. Yeah.
And I think Speak No Evil is going to be our best bet for that. It is available for streaming, it appears. That original version, the original
Excellent.
Danish. Always confuse the two. Available for rental out there. And it is from 2022, so it fits the bill.
Great.
And it is Psycho Killer, right? Like it's not,
I think so.
We're not going to find out that this is about magic
I think it's like, I hope so.
Huh? What?
It seems like Crazy People.
I love Crazy People.
Like you've been invited to a long weekend off the grid with Crazy People.
Dream.
Right?
Well, let's do that. Well, thank you all
RSVP, yes.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. And if y'all have thoughts on the Mephisto Waltz or ideas for other movies that would have been good 2020's Psycho Killer movies, let us know. We're at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, and on Patreon, where our public discussion threads for every episode are for everyone. You don't have to be a paying member to participate in those. So watch the original 2022 version of Speak No Evil with us this week, and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no devil pets jumping out of your bedroom window or nothing. Boo.
Boo.
Random Number Generator Horror Podcast number 9 is hosted by me, Jeffrey Craner, and Cecil Baldwin. Find more of our work on the podcast. Welcome to Night Vale. This show is produced by Night Vale Presents. It is edited by me, with music by Cecil and logo by David Baldwin. See original artwork for each episode by David on Instagram. Join us for live streams on Patreon. Watch our recording sessions on YouTube. Chat with us on Blue Sky and contribute to our movie selection process on Letterboxd. We're in all of those places at Random Horror 9. Today's scary story. The devil challenges you to a piano duel for your soul. He begins to play Rachmaninoff's Concerto No. 3, but you're not worried, because you've mastered that Knuckles on the Black Keys song.